What is up everyone, Rex here, and in this video I'm going to teach you how you can fake caustics in Blender. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I have a very simple scene out here. This is water, a refractive material. This is the riverbed on which caustics are going to be casted on, light which is going to cast the caustics. But the first thing that we need to do is reduce the spread of light to about 0. Also increase the power to somewhat around 100. As you can see, I have a very simple water shader here. Grab a mix shader, use a light path node, connect the shadow ray into the factor and the principal BSDF into the first input. Now get a Voronoi texture. Let's visualize it. Set it to 4D if you want to animate it. Set it to distance to edge and add a color ramp. And push the black values towards the white, somewhat like this. Now increase the scale to about 30 and finally add a transparent BSDF. Now all you need to do is select this white color and change the value to about 2 or 3. Finally connect the transparent BSDF to the bottom input of the mix shader and connect the mix shader to the surface. Now if we render it, Caustics 1 is done. There are two more important patterns that you should know about. In this scene I have a simple glass material out here. Let's get a mix shader and do the same thing we did earlier. Light path, connect the factor to its shadow ray, get a transparent BSDF and connect it to the bottom input of the mix shader. Now get a layer weight and connect it to the facing. If you want to add color to this caustic, maybe get a color ramp and set the white value to whatever color you want. You can also adjust the color ramp to get an effect of your liking. Adjust the blend according to your need. For me, 0.5 is good enough. Now if I render it, Caustics 2 is done. Another pattern you can use is that you can use the dot product of normal and incoming. So search for a geometry node, get the normal, search for dot product. If you don't see dot product, just go to vector math and select a dot product. Now in the second input, connect the incoming, get a color ramp, set the white to whatever color you want. Finally, connect the color ramp to the transparent BSDF. Now if you render it out, it kind of gives the opposite effect but it still looks good. Caustics 3 is done. So for this method we're not going to do anything with our refractive material. We're going to do it with our light. So let's get an area light. We already have that here. And in the shading tab, click use nodes. Now create a Voronoi texture. Press Ctrl T with node wrangler enabled. Connect the texture coordinates generated to mapping. Put the distance into a color ramp. Flip the color ramp. Push the black values towards the white. And set the strength to about somewhat 2. You can also adjust the strength from power. If you want color, set the white of the color ramp to any other color you want. Now if we render it out, Caustics 4 is done. Now if you don't want to do any of this, you want it to be as easy and clean as possible, this method is for you. Now what we are going to do is that we're going to draw the caustics directly onto the surface on which caustic should be casted. For us it's the riverbed. Select the riverbed. I'm using a PBR texture here. All you need to do is get a mix shader, get a Voronoi texture, same stuff again. Press Ctrl T with node wrangler enabled to give it texture coordinate. Now set it to 4D if you want it to be animated, distance to edge and add a color ramp. Connect the distance to the color ramp. Set the scale to about 30. Visualize it using node wrangler, flip the color ramp and push the black values towards the whites. Now what we are going to do is that we're going to select the white value and give it a value of about 3. Press Ctrl Shift D to duplicate the color ramp with everything selected and this time set the value to be about 0.5. Connect the top color ramp into the factor and connect the bottom color ramp into a principal BSDF. Finally, connect your principal BSDF to the bottom input and connect your mix shader to the surface. Now as you can see, our caustic pattern is directly embedded on the riverbed. Now if you want your caustics to be mixed with the riverbed, you can decrease this white value of the top color ramp. Now if I render this out, Caustics 5 is done. That's it from me this time. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.